Climate change is the defining issue of our time, and we are at a defining moment.
I have faith in what CZITT is doing, because you are invoking, in fact, a force, an army, that in fact will not surrender. And I'm talking about our children.
The Carbon Zero Initiative of Trinidad and Tobago, CZITT, is a non-profit organization dedicated to TNT becoming a carbon-neutral country and a leader in sustainable practices.
It is intended to bring out in the school the awareness about matters of climate change and the environment and lead to action.
The CZITT team paid a visit to the 16 finalist schools and invited 10,000 students to become ambassadors in the fight against climate change. Now it's on to the knockout stages. The competition is fierce. The teams are prepped and ready. Who will win the first prize of a study tour to Costa Rica?
Here are the rules. Each match consists of 3 rounds. Each team member is asked 1 question per round. Every correct answer earns 10 points. If the answer is incorrect or time runs out, the opposing team has a chance to steal for 5 points. At the end of every round, each team is asked a team question with 20 points. The winning team will move forward in the competition.
Hello to you there and welcome to the semi-final round of the CZITT National Secondary Schools Climate Quiz. I'm your host Sachin Ramsubag. It is very nice to have you with us today, and battling this first semi-final, Presentation College of San Fernando, they're taking on St. Francois girls out of Belmont. It's a battle of South versus North, and before we get into the battle, I would like to invite the founder of CZITT, Mr. Baldev Singh, to join me on set to give some words of greetings, and he will do so right about now.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ramsubag. It's a wonderful day today with the semi-finals of our National Secondary Schools Climate Quiz. We have Presentation College against St. Francois Girls, and after that, Bishop's and Trinity College East coming up against St. Stephen's College. One each of these 2 semi-finals will move on to the grand finals, where you are playing for a trip for your team to Costa Rica, a country that is well known for its actions and leadership in the areas of fighting climate change. We know that the 2 teams are well prepped and well ready, and we thank you for being part of the CZITT partnership and collaboration in fighting the effects of climate change. Have a very good contest.
Thank you very much, Mr. Baldev Singh. I would now like to invite, it gives me great pleasure, really, to invite the former President Carmona to please join me on set to bring greetings, not really greetings, but to greet all of the players on both sides, Presentation College and also of St. Francois. He's certainly the patron of this entire project entitled CZITT.
Thank you.
And he's a man destined to do a lot more where climate change are concerned. Thank you very much, ex-President Carmona. Wonderful indeed. Let's get straight to the battle, and we begin with Danielle. And Danielle, your question first and foremost. Over the last 250 years, approximately how much of the warming of the planet was caused by the increase in carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere? Is it A, 60%, B, 70%, C, 90%, or D, 100%?
B, 70%.
That answer is very much correct. Well done to Presentation College, San Fernando, getting things kicked off on a positive note. Tristan, how are you today?
Very good.
Yeah, you look rather prepared indeed.
Yes.
I hope you are. Let's see. Where is warming of the planet the fastest? Is it the North Pole? Is it the North and the South Pole? Is it the Sahara Desert, or is it the Caribbean?
B, North and South Poles.
Very much correct. Yes, it indeed is the North and South Poles. Move across to our piano maestro, Viraj. My friend, you look very, very much prepared for this question. Let me see how it goes, all right? Rapid urbanization is exerting pressure upon which of the following? Is it A, fashion trends? Is it B, housing and public health? Is it C, diet? Or D, technological advancement?
B, housing and public health.
Do you think so? I think so as well, buddy. Well done. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We jump across to Kristen. We had Tristan, now we go to Kristen. Kristen is certainly a prefect and a Form 6 student indeed. Let's go with this one. Human activity has increased the concentration of CO2 by how much since the Industrial Revolution? Is it A, 40%? Is it B, 55%? Is it C, 60%? Or D, 85%?
B, 55%.
That answer is unfortunately incorrect. We jump across to Weeraj, who can possibly seize this opportunity.
A, 40%.
That answer is very much correct. Yes, 5 points added to the tally. Go across to Kemuel of Presentation College in San Fernando. Kemuel, your question is as follows. Prior to the Industrial Revolution, carbon dioxide concentration levels were 1 out of 3,600 molecules in the atmosphere. It is now 1 out of every 3,600, 2,400, 1,400, or 800 molecules.
B, 2,400 molecules.
Very much correct. Yes, 2,400 molecules is the answer. We go across to Laura Lee, and Laura Lee is the head girl. Yes, as I mentioned in the previous episode. Laura Lee, what is the estimated surface temperature increase by the year 2100 if carbon emissions continue to grow at current rates? Is it A, between 2.5 to 6.8 degrees Celsius? Is it B, between 2.5 to 7.8 degrees Celsius? Is it C, between 2.7 to 8 degrees Celsius? Or is it D, between 2.7 to 8.8 degrees Celsius?
B, between 2.5 to 7.8 degrees Celsius.
Very much correct. Very much correct indeed. Yeah, well done. Well done to the head girl. Let's go across to Darian. Darian, your question. What does SBSTA stand for? Is it A, Subsidiary Body for Scientific and Technological Advice? Is it B, Supreme Body for Scientific and Technological Advice? Is it C, Subsidiary Body for Scientific and Technological Action? Or D, Supreme Body for Scientific and Technological Action?
A, subsidiary body for scientific and technological advice.
Yes, brother. Well done. Well done indeed. Well done. Answers are spot on from Presentation College. Likewise, St. Francois. Shakira is up next. In the last 30 years, Shakira, approximately how much Arctic ice has melted due to global warming? Is it A, 10%? Is it B, 20%? Is it C, 30%? Or is it D, 40%?
D, 40%.
Very much correct. Yes, Shakira, well done. 40% is absolutely correct. Andre, my friend, your question is as follows. What was the first environmental treaty dealing with a global threat from human activities? Is it A, the Montreal Protocol? Is it B, the Paris Agreement? Is it C, the Stockholm Convention? Or D, the Basel Convention?
A, the Montreal Protocol.
Very much correct, yes. Montreal Protocol is absolutely right. We jump across to Brittany. Brittany, what group of countries can Trinidad and Tobago be classified into? Is it A, Organization of Eastern Caribbean States? Is it B, Latin American countries? Is it C, more economically developed countries? Or D, small island developing states?
D, small island developing states.
Very much correct. Yes, that is the absolute answer. And this is where it gets really fun. We've got your team questions. First up, Presentation College. A reminder, gentlemen, you've just got 15 seconds to answer this question. Let's see how it goes. Here it is. What is the Talanoa dialogue?
Okay, so the Talanoa dialogue was started in COP23 in Fiji. It is a year-long process in which countries exchange stories in order to encourage in order to encourage, I think, it's the NDCs of the countries.
We await the judge's decision, and that is absolutely correct, yes. 20 points added to the tally. Presentation College doing quite well. And St. Francois, remember, 15 seconds, otherwise it's tough luck. Let's see how your question goes right about now. What are two major rules of the Paris Agreement rulebook?
The Paris Agreement's rulebook. The first thing that was in the Paris Agreement rulebook was like rules again for special reporting of emissions, as well as addressing the hold on, no, that's one. The Paris Agreement rulebook would be for the oh my goodness. Hold on. No, the reportings of emissions, as well as the. Oh my gosh. No.
Judges?
the pathways to emissions as well as to have regular stock takes on mitigation, adaptation, and financial flows.
We await the judge's response on this particular question. Yeah, you've gotten that one right as well. Yeah, you've gotten that one right. You just got away in the nick of time. You get a little bounce for that. Nonetheless, I was panicking. Sweat was bellowing down my back. I'm telling you that. It was really, really tough there for St. Francois. I'm thinking you got that question right, or did you get it wrong? Oh my goodness, you had parts, so possibly 10 points. But then again, this is a team question. You can only get 20 points for this particular response. And we continue this trend into round number 2 and also round number 3 with the group questions, and let's see what the judges have to say about this particular result. And at the end of it all, at the end of round number 1, Presentation College of San Fernando poised at 75, while St. Francois girls, they are poised at 60. We are back with round number 2. Presentation San Fernando poised at 75. St. Francois, they're on 60. We go to Danielle. Let's see how things goes, my friends. What are the 3 categories of climate change policies? Is it A, local, regional, international? Is it B, general, specific, extensive? Is it C, worldwide, regional, and international? Is it D, national, regional, or global?
B, global, specific, and extensive.
Can you repeat your answer?
B, global, specific, and extensive.
Unfortunately, that answer is incorrect. Let me jump across to Tristan. Do you have a response for me, Tristan?
A, local, regional, and international.
That answer is very much correct. Yes, 5 additional points added to your tally. And your official question, Tristan, goes like this. Approximately what fraction of life on the planet is projected to become extinct if there is a 2 degrees Celsius temperature rise globally? Is it A, 1/8? Is it B, 1/4? Is it C, 1/3? Or D, a half?
C, 1/3.
Very much correct. Yes, 1/3 of life may become extinct. We go across to Viraj, and Viraj looks a bit nervous at this point in time. Are you nervous, Viraj?
A little bit.
Yeah, let's hope we can mellow those nerves a bit after this question, all right? What is the concentration of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere in parts per million? Is it A, 100, B, 200, C, 400, or D, 500?
C, 400.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, sir.
I think I'm quite sure as well. Yeah, 400. Well done to Fernando. Kristen, you're up next. Let's see how your question goes. In what year was the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change adopted? Is it A, 1990? Is it B, 1992? C, 1996? Or D, 1999?
B, 1992.
High five. Well done. Well done indeed. 1992. 1992. That's a very significant year, 1992. It was 1 year before I was born. Let's go with Camuel. Camuel, what is not an effect of too much exposure to UV radiation? Is it A, cataracts? B, weakened immune system? Is it C, skin cancer? Or D, increased heart disease?
D, increased heart disease.
Yes, yes, very much. Increased heart disease. Indeed, Laurelie, you are going head-to-head with Presentation San Fernando. Let's hope you can continue in that trend. Which greenhouse gas has the second most devastating effect on global warming? Is it A, methane, B, nitrous oxide, C, water vapor, or D, hydrofluorocarbons?
A, methane.
Very much correct. Yes, methane is the answer. Methane is the answer. We go across to Darian. Darian, your question is as follows. What country plans does Article 6 of the Paris Agreement address? Is the answer A, water conservation? Is it B, climate action? Is it C, pollution reduction? Or D, recycling?
D, recycling.
Unfortunately, that answer is incorrect. We go across to Shakira, who can add 5 points to her team's tally.
B, climate action.
That answer is very much correct. Yes, climate action is the answer. Your official question in this second round of battle. At COP24, what was announced that contributions to the adaptation fund under the Paris Agreement have crossed what threshold? Is it A, US 50 million? Is it B, US 75 million? C, US 100 million? Or D, US 200 million?
D, US 200 million.
That answer is unfortunately incorrect. We jump back across to Darian. You have a chance to redeem yourself, Darian.
B, US 75 million.
Unfortunately, that answer is also incorrect. The proper answer should read US $100. Yeah. Andre, your question. How many layers make up the Earth's atmosphere? Is it A, 1, B, 4, C, 6, or D, 8?
C6.
Yeah, you said that quite confident indeed. C6. Yes, very much so. Brittany, your question is as follows. What are some steps that Trinidad and Tobago could take towards pursuing a low carbon development path? Is it A, use renewable energy resources? Is it B, give incentives for improving energy efficiency? Is it C, give incentives for use of electric vehicles? Or D, all of the above?
A, use renewable energy resources.
Unfortunately, that answer is incorrect. Andre, do you have a response for me, my friend?
I would go with D, all of the above.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, I am sure.
Yeah, brother. Well done. Well done to Presentation College San Fernando. Tough stuff from St. Francois, but guess what? Group stage, group battle is up next. Reminder, gents, you just have 15 seconds. Let's see how it goes right about now. What are fossil fuels?
Okay, so fossil fuels are formed from, well, millions of years ago when the animals died and decayed. They were buried beneath the Earth's surface. Over millions of years, these have compressed due to pressure on the Earth's surface, forming these fossil fuels.
Yep, indeed. I could possibly get that answer as well. Well done. Well done to Presentation San Fernando. St. Francois, you're going head-to-head with battle. Remember, ladies, 15 seconds, or unfortunately, you would not be able to answer. Let's go right about now. What is the difference between solid waste and garbage?
Solid waste is products that are made, they are used, and then they are disposed of. And then solid waste can also be reused, but garbage cannot be reused.
Judges, that is absolutely right. Well done to St. Francois of Belmont. Well done to Presentation College of San Fernando, Carib Street to be quite exact. And President Carmona is a past student of Presentation College San Fernando, but he's sitting on the side of St. Francois. No biases today whatsoever, nonetheless. I just want to remind you of the acronym CZITT. What does it mean? It simply means the Carbon Zero Initiative of Trinidad and Tobago, a wonderful group of individuals really dedicating their lives and most of their resources to reduce the carbon emissions in Trinidad and Tobago. And of course, it will affect the region and further back internationally as well. Let's see what the judges have to say about it. And the Presentation College, after round number 2, they're at 130, while St. Francois girls are very much close behind at 120. And we are back with the final round of battle between Presentation San Fernando and St. Francois of Belmont. And Danielle, do you think you have what it takes to push on for this victory today?
I hope so. I believe I do.
Yeah, let's see how it goes, brother. Let's see how it goes. The term radiative forcing refers to the ability of a greenhouse gas to what? To absorb heat, to release heat, to create heat, or to transfer heat.
A, to absorb heat.
Very much correct. Yes, to absorb heat is the answer. I'm going to jump across to Tristan. Tristan has been answering all the group questions quite well as well. Do you think you guys have what it takes to win today?
I believe so. I believe in God.
Indeed. Very excellent. That's an excellent answer. An excellent answer. That supreme force can certainly guide you in various ways that you never thought before. Let's see it, Tristan. When and where was the United Nations Conference of the Parties 24 held? Is it A, December 2018 in Paris, France? Is it B, January 2019 in Paris, France? C, December 2018 in Katowice, Poland? Or D, January 2019 in Copenhagen, Denmark?
C, December 2018 in Katowice, Poland.
Very much correct. Yes, it is correct. Lovely pronunciation as well. And we go to Wiraj. What does CDM stand for in relation to the UNFCCC? Is it A, Climate Development Mechanism? Is it B, Climate Diversity Mechanism? Is it C, Clean Diversity Mechanism? Or D, Clean Development Mechanism?
D, Clean Development Mechanism.
Well done. That answer is absolutely right. Well done indeed. D is the answer. Kristen, you're up next. And Kristen, what football team do you support?
I'm not a fan of football. So
Oh my. So what sport do you like?
I like dragon boats.
Dragon boat racing. Very interesting indeed. Yeah, dragon boat. Let's go. Let's see if the dragon boats can row their way to St. Francois today. What is the current position of the United States with respect to the Paris Agreement? Is it A, the US withdrew in 2017? Is it B, the US withdrew in 2018? Is it C, the US intends to abide by the 4-year withdrawal process, which would result in 2020? Or D, the US is not a signatory of the Paris Agreement?
C, the U.S. intends to abide by the 4-year withdrawal process.
Very much correct, yes. The dragon boats are rowing their way to St. Francois right about now. Camuel, your question is as follows. In what year did Trinidad and Tobago ratify its commitment to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change? Is it A, 1984? Is it B, 1994? Is it C, 2001? Or D, 2012?
1994.
Very much correct, yes. 1994 is the answer. Move across to Laurelie. And Laurelie, what does the term mitigation mean in relation to climate change? Is it A, measures taken to adapt to the effects of climate change? Is it B, military action? C, naturally occurring measures to reduce climate change? Or D, measures taken to prevent further climatic change events?
D, measures taken to prevent further climatic change events.
Very much correct. Yes, that is the answer. That is the answer. We jump across to Darian. Darian, your question goes like this. At COP24, it was decided that parties shall apply common timeframes to their NDCs by 2018 onward, 2025 onward, 2030 onward, or 2031 onward.
C, 2030 onward.
Unfortunately, that answer is incorrect. We jump across to Shakira, who can add 5 points to her team's tally if she gets this one right.
A, 2018 onward.
Unfortunately, that answer is also incorrect. The proper answer for that, D, 2031 onward. And we jump across to Shakira's, your question. Which arm of Trinidad and Tobago's government is the national focal point for the Paris Agreement? Is it A, the Environmental Management Authority? Is it B, the Ministry of Planning and Development? Is it C, the Ministry of Energy and Energy Industries? Or D, the Ministry of Public Utilities?
A, the Environmental Management Authority.
Unfortunately, that answer is incorrect. Darian, you're up next.
C, the Ministry of Energy and Energy Industries.
That answer is also incorrect. The proper answer should read the Ministry of Planning and Development. Andre, both teams are going head to head. It's up to you now, man. Let's see how it goes. No pressure whatsoever. No pressure. None. Which is the biggest landfill in Trinidad and Tobago? Is it A, Beetham, B, Forest Park, C, Studley Park, or D, Guapo?
A, Beetham.
Yeah, man, Beetham. Beetham is the answer. Brittany, no pressure. No pressure whatsoever. No pressure. Everything is A-okay. You're going to get this one. Let me see how it goes. Which of these natural energy sources pollutes the planet the most? Is it A, sun, B, coal, C, wind, or D, natural gas?
B, coal.
Yes, indeed. Coal is the answer. Well done to Brittany and St. Francois out of Belmont. And we jump across to the team questions right about now. Remember presentation, San Fernando. Just 15 seconds you've got. Here it is. Why has ozone depletion severely affected the Antarctic pole?
Okay. So ozone depletion has severely affected the Antarctic pole. This is because with the ozone depletion, there's basically a thin layer over the Antarctic. Since there's a thin layer, there's more sunlight and UV rays which will reach towards the Earth's surface. The increase in sunlight and UV rays means that more solar energy is hitting the ice. The ice will melt and increase the levels and decrease the size of the Antarctic.
That answer is unfortunately incorrect. 20 points not added to their tally. Boy, oh boy, this is getting heated. St. Francois, you got 15 seconds. Here is your question. And it goes like this. What is the greenhouse gas effect?
Okay, so the greenhouse gas effect is where there are naturally occurring gases in the atmosphere that warms the earth. It attracts some of the warmth from the sunlight, and that would warm the earth to an ideal temperature for life to survive.
Judges, we await your judging, and as we await, just have to wait and see how things go. Remember, Presentation College, they lost their group, and that answer is absolutely right. Well done to St. Francois, getting 20 points to their tally. And boy, oh boy, is this a battle of enormous magnitude. I just want to jump across to Presentation College. Guys, how did you prepare for this particular quiz? Viraj, you could possibly enlighten me on that. How did you prepare for this quiz?
Well, we studied a lot, especially on your bus.
You studied a lot on the bus. Very interesting.
And practice.
Is that bus a library?
No.
Very interesting. That must be some bus. I would love to get a ride in that bus. I can possibly get my degree in that bus. What about St. Francois? Kristen, what did you guys do to prepare yourselves for this particular quiz?
Well, we started studying not too long ago, but we studied together and bounced off ideas off of each other.
Very much so. Lovely explanations by both individuals. And you know what? This is what the judges have adjudicated. And Presentation College San Fernando versus St. Francois Girls. And at the end of it all, St. Francois Girls are 180, while Presentation San Fernando 170. Unfortunately, Presentation College will have to go home today. And well done to St. Francois Girls, winning magnificently. Boy, oh boy, it was a cardiac arrester. And tears all along, gentlemen, tears all along. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get another round of applause for St. Francois. Magnificent stuff from these ladies. Brilliant indeed. And certainly my paws are raising right about now simply because of climate change. Very, very tough topic to deal with, but both teams performing exceptionally well. And I would like to invite right about now members of the CZITT family to please join me on set. And Mr. Baldev Singh, along with many other of his members, they're going to distribute some tokens of their appreciation to both Presentation of San Fernando and, of course, St. Francois Girls coming out of Belmont. Mr. Baldev Singh.
Well, Mr. Ramsubag, I was on the edge of my seat.
Oh boy.
This was one of our most fierce competitions in this quiz. Prez, you all did very, very well. St. Francois, you were nervous, but you pulled it off. Congratulations. I want to invite Mr. Prem Nandlal, the head of our advisory board, and Justice Anthony Camona, the patron of CZITT, to hand out some tokens to the contestants today. Please. Starting with Prez.
Well, folks, thank you very much. And as I stand next to some brilliant gentlemen, I feel really, really down. Let me tell you what, because ex-President Carmona, and of course, he is the founder of CZITT. I'm standing next to a former chairman of Petrotrin, Boy oh Boy, and Mr. Nanlal. He's a quiz extraordinaire, and brilliant stuff indeed from Presentation San Fernando. But at the end of it all, St. Francois Girls out of Belmont did a fine job. Well done, ladies, and stay tuned because we've got another semi-final coming up right about now.